So many of you already know, and I love you so much. It's kind of fun. Been watching you all season. Coach Redford asked me to talk about some of the commitments that our wrestlers have made and keep that has led to some of our success that can also relate to you as runners. And last year we finished second as a team in state. It's never been done. In 1938, the UHSAA, Utah High School Activity Association, decided to host a wrestling tournament for the first time ever in Utah. They sanctioned that. Since that time, it's been 84 years. No team from Washington County or Iron County has ever won the state team title, ever. And this year, we're ranked second going into the season by only 4 points. We are committed to going after that, to making it happen. We have that vision. It has been 991 days since our wrestling team has lost a region duel. And our girls team, we now have girls wrestling sanctioned. We have 3 girls this year that could very possibly not only be state finalists, but even state champions. A lot of really good things happening. And I look back on when did things change? And it was 2016. 2016, 2 events happened within a week. One of them was I get a phone call that my best friend and my brother-in-law overdosed on drugs. And you look around at your best friends right now, who your best friends are, and it could be them, right? So he overdosed on drugs after some decisions that he made long ago, and it led to where it overtook his life, and it kind of rocked my world. Because not only was he my best friend, he was my wife's brother. So he's my brother-in-law, right? He's my best friend. I married his sister. So that was a crazy thing that happened. A week later, I get a phone call from my dermatologist that said, hey, that little thing that we took out behind your ear, the biopsy, we have the results. It's cancer. It's melanoma, the kind that you die from. And fortunately, the procedures that they did, if they catch it in time, it's very successful. But I had 2 life-changing events happen within 1 week. And I just really had to decide, man, every day I wake up, it's a gift. It's a second chance. It's an extension of life. How do I want to take advantage of that gift? And I talked to my wife, and we decided, you know what, we're going all in, right? We're committing. What do we need to do? Let's cut back in areas that aren't necessary, and let's focus on what's most important. So family. And then what else besides my family can I do to have the biggest impact on the world? And that was my job as a teacher and as a coach. And up until that time, Snow Canyon Wrestling was average to mediocre, somewhere in between. It means the same thing, I know, right? We'd had some state champions and state placers, but to do that as a team, to get to where we could have a team state championship, win the team title, it would require a whole new level of commitment. I talked to my wife, what's it going to take for us to get there? And I interviewed probably 100 people, maybe less, maybe more, I didn't count. I went everywhere I could within the state of Utah and sometimes outside. Who has been part of a state championship team or a dynasty of years and years of winning, which you guys already have that in cross country, your coaching staff. It's insane how good your coaches are. In wrestling, we had to do that. Like, what are other teams doing, and how could we copy that? How could we mimic that? And we surrounded ourselves. We built a coaching staff of people that were the best in different areas. And first of all, I had to get my wife to agree, is this something we're willing to do? Are we willing to commit to that? And she said, yes, let's go. And it meant I had to cut back, and I was not able to help coach any other sports because we do this year round. And when you make a commitment, a lot of people talk about, oh, you can't do things year round, you'll burn out. Unless your desire and dream and vision is big enough, it doesn't burn you out. Things that are a priority in your life, you somehow find a way to get that done. Think about this, brushing your teeth, right? You don't have to brush all of your teeth, just the ones you want to keep, right? So, now listen, if you had to brush your teeth for 2 or 3 or 4 hours a day, You probably get sick of it, but you find a way to get it done. Certain things, hey, it's part of the grind, right? Whether it's running, whether it's wrestling, whether it's academics, whether it's having a good relationship. You find a way to work on it every day and be 1% better every single day. You find a way to improve on that. So anyway, when we decided to commit and go all in, there are some things we had to decide to sacrifice, some things that we committed to, and just so it had to start from the top. And you guys already have that in your program. Your coaches are all in. Your coaches are committed. The parents are committed, and I see so much commitment from each of you. But for wrestling, we had to decide, how can we take the top performers and have them bring a friend with them? How can we do the little things? Become masters of the fundamentals. We had to focus on that. Let go of pride. Finding ways to be more coachable. Being a champion is not just something that, when in wrestling we say, don't just be a champion on the mat, be a champion off the mat, right? Are you being the best son or daughter that you can? Are you being the best employee? Or if you're the boss, are you the best boss? Are you getting the job done in school? Or are you playing with your phone? Do you say please and thank you? These little things add up. It's a full commitment to be the very best version of yourself. Not just being the best runner, the best wrestler, be the best version of yourself. And to me, that's what it means to be a warrior. I love that that's our mascot. You can be a warrior for the rest of your life. There's relationships that you make with your teammates and your coaches that will surpass anything you ever accomplish running. But you have to commit. Saturday, a good friend of mine, just this last weekend, his son was hiking around shed hunting in Wyoming. Some of you might have already heard about this all over the news. Shed hunting, looking for deer antlers, looking for elk antlers, the sheds. And there's these four boys, they're all on a college wrestling team, and they're hiking through, and all of a sudden there's a grizzly bear. And it jumps up and it's on them before they even knew what was going on. They had pepper spray, they had bear spray, and it attacked them before they could even get it out. It attacked my friend's son that wrestled for Canyon View High School. He was a multi-time state champion at Canyon View High School. And there's the standing joke about, hey, the first rule when in bear country is you always bring someone slower than you, right? And it's a bad joke, right? You run from the bear, they're slower. Do I have to explain that? Yeah. So here's the thing, these boys, he's being attacked by a bear. The other three, they had every right, natural born instinct and everything about them. They could have picked up and ran for their own safety, but what they did, they turned around and they fought a grizzly bear. Right? Because their teammate is getting mauled. Could have died. And so the kid that jumped in to save his friend, and they're pulling his friend away, they're fighting the bear, and his friend ends up getting hurt really bad. He's life-flighted. They believe he'll be okay, but so my friend's son and his friend, they were both life-flighted. But I share this with you because when it comes to commitment, if you guys will fight for your teammates with the same urgency as these guys did, protecting their friend from a bear, it is amazing how far you'll go in life. And what does it mean to protect and take care of your teammate? And it's not just running. I mean, it could be, hey, you're thinking of missing practice. Oh, no, you don't. You go save them, you protect them as if a bear was attacking them. Okay? That might seem a little bit silly, but listen, this next part could change your life. If you have a friend, if you have a teammate that is making self-destructive life choices, and you think, hey, you know what? I'm not going to be a snitch. I'm not going to do that. You might as well let a grizzly bear shred them apart, because it's just as lethal and it may take years. If you have friends that get into substance abuse that leads to addiction, and it could lead to a life of just frustration and depression that could end at some point. It could end early. You can be that person to commit and save them. You might know of people that are dealing with thoughts of suicide. It is more normal than you realize for kids your age to have those thoughts. And I would imagine that several of you listening to me right now are struggling with that. And it's okay to not be okay. And be brave enough to go get help. And if you know that you have friends that are struggling with that, save them with the same urgency as if a bear was attacking them. And maybe you say, hey, you need to get some help. I will go with you. Like these boys, like when they finally got away from the bear and he was mauled, he was shredded. They picked him up and literally carried him hours, or excuse me, but several miles to get to where they could get help. So there's a lot of things that we've done in wrestling that have led to our success and continued success that we hope to have for years. And I'm seeing a lot of the same things, and as when I talk to Coach Redfern, all of the same things that you guys are already doing with running. But again, all of these ideas, these attitudes, behaviors of being committed, they carry over to life, not just academics, but every area in life. And I'm so excited to see you compete tomorrow at Region. Win or tie, we're behind you. I'm just kidding. Right? No matter how you do, regardless of how you do, you give your very best, you commit to give your very best, and the coaches are proud of you, your teammates are proud of you. Find ways when you're done with your race, go cheer on your teammates like Tyson does. Right? I was at this event in Orem, and I see Tyson carrying the flag, and he's cheering everybody on. And he's not the only one. I single him out, making a hero out of him, which he is. But so many of you already do the same thing. Continue to cheer on your teammates. Make a commitment to yourself and to them, and that leads to team state titles that we've seen with the track and field team last year, 2 years ago with the girls team, last year with the boys team. Why not this year with cross country? Maybe some of you, what if you PR'd as much as Felix did? He said he wanted to get under 20, he got under 18. Maybe some of you have a PR. What if you beat it by 2 whole minutes? Is it impossible? I don't know. Crazy things happen every day. But anyway, make the commitment to be a warrior, to be the very best version of yourself every day. I love you guys. That's all I got for you tonight. Thanks.